Chapter 0, Issei's Memory of the Russian Siege. Russian tanks surrounded a large garage that their opponents were taking cover inside of. A tank driver ran back inside shouting,
"It's a Russian siege. What do we do? Should we surrender? We only have a Type 2 medium tank, a Panzer IV Ausf and a Hetzer. And to top it off, not only are we under enemy siege, we aren't used to fighting in the snow."
"Calm down and take a drink from your flasks. We aren't going to surrender. We are going to come up with a battle plan to counter the Russian siege and win this fight." The American tank troops and infantry units took a drink from their flasks as instructed and formed a circle with the unit commander, and he laid out a large sheet of paper and began to discuss battle plans with his troops. As 1 hour passed by, the tank troops were repairing their tanks with the help of the engineer units of the infantry unit troops. A messenger from the enemy walked into the area where the Allies were at and immediately took notice of how new their tanks looked, and they knew the answer to their question. They were absolutely not going to surrender. Sarge steps forward to the messenger and said, "We will fight until we die. Tell your commander that we will break through their siege and destroy any of their unit that gets in our way." The messenger bites their lip before turning around and leaving the building and returning to their commander to relay Sarge's message. Sarge climbs on top of the Panzer and said, "All right, troops. Form up. It's time to discuss the battle plan once more." After everyone gathered in front of Sarge, he said, "Since we aren't used to fighting in these weather conditions, I added a voice module guide to help you as you fight." Now for the battle plan. Sarge jumped down off of the Panzer and opened a detailed map and pointed out circled locations and pointed to each one saying, "I want the Hetzer to be at a sniping distance from the enemy heavy. Deal as much damage as you can. If you're spotted, go to this spot here and wait for the Type 2 unit to arrive." As for the Type 2 unit, after the Hetzer is out of sight from the siege, you and the 1st Airborne Battalion will head west and lead the left side of the enemy forces away from the siege formation. The APC will provide the Type 2 with cover from enemy fire. Once you reach Area F1 on the map, turn your turret 80 degrees and fire 3 shells, then move to Area D6 and try to avoid taking any fire from there. I'll take the Panzer and wait until both sides are clear before I make my move. Once I start moving, I'll head toward Area A7 and shoot my way to what's left of the heavy tank and destroy it myself with an armor-piercing shot. Does everybody understand their roles?
Yes, sir.
Does everyone know what it is that they're supposed to do?
Yes, sir.
Good. Now gear up. We're about to head out. Remember the plan. Hetzer, sneak out from the backside and find their heavy Type 2 unit, armor or personal carriers. Load up and get ready. You're about to be up next.
Roger that, Sarge.
Sir, the Type 2 unit and escorts are both armed and ready to move out.
Good. Make sure your communication module is online while you are able to.
The communication module. My communication module is online, sir.
Hetzer is retreating to E4. We dealt a lot of damage to their T-35, but they spotted us as we were reloading.
All right, good job. Keep me posted, Hetzer.
Well, Type 2 units, it's your turn now. Remember to stick to the plan, and everything will work out in the end for us. Good luck out there.
Type 2 unit move out.
Sarge climbed into the Panzer and waited for the siege formation to split up before he fired several rounds into the center row, destroying the barricaded entrance. Then he drove east towards E8, which is where the T-35 was coming from. He picks up the communication module radio and asks,
"How is everyone? You guys still rolling?"
Type 2 responded saying,
This is Type 2 unit. We barely pulled it off, but we did it. This is Hetzer. We're just fine, thanks to your great planning, Sarge.
Sarge sighed in relief, then said,
"Good drinks are on me tonight if we pull this thing off. Hey, Hetzer, how many more shots would you say that T-35 need to take before it's taken out?"
Hetzer's radio was static for a moment, then they said,
Probably just one shell, Sarge. We did a real number on them, seeing as how slow both their turret and movement speed was.
Thanks. You most likely did a serious number on their engine and weapon systems. Good work, Hetzer. I'll take out the T-35. Can I entrust you with your leader? I've detected them at Area C6 in the northwest area of where we were held up earlier. The Soviet Union mostly depended on heavy firepower, which meant light armor and lower range, so you shouldn't be in too much trouble. But just to be safe, take the others with you. I need to repair my Panzer before it's damaged again.
Wilco. Thanks for the advice, Sarge. Hetzer out.
After putting down his radio, Sarge loads an AP round into his Panzer IV OSF-F's 7.5 cm KWK-37L/24 gun and turned it in front of the already damaged Soviet T-35, and he said, "This one's for scaring my team." The T-35 exploded, and Sarge opens the hatch of his tank to watch 54 tons of Soviet steel burn after he climbs out of his Panzer to repair his tank. After 45 minutes have passed, Sarge was sitting on top of his tank, drinking from his flask and partially coated in oil, tank exhaust, and other types mechanical failures that needed repairs. When his team drove up from behind, tanks and APC partially damaged but safe nonetheless. He walked up to them and asked, "I take it went well."
"We completed the job, sir."
Sarge smiled and said, "Good work, team. I'll radio command now."
Job complete. Well done.